Welcome to the Complete Story series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to allow you to understand what happened in a different manner, giving you a bit of a motion comic. We remove the text to allow for copyright issues, and then we add in some funny voices, and we add in some music, and some of you like it, some of you hate it, but either way I'm doing it. Today we're going to be doing Batwoman Rebirth. So recently, in the Elseworlds crossover in the CW universe, Batwoman has been introduced, and a lot of you may be interested as to how did she get started. Well, during Detective Comics, Batwoman joined up with Batman's team, and in this storyline, she's going to explore the possibilities of doing things her own way by remembering a bit of her origin. So I hope you guys enjoy this Batwoman storyline that does revisit her origin, and you get to understand Kate Kane just a little bit better. 2 years ago, on the rooftops of Gotham City, Kate Kane, dressed in her Batwoman costume, walks to the ledge when she hears her father Jacob asking if she's ready. She calmly tells him it's going to rip her arm off the second the cord fully extends. Jacob laughs, stating that he wouldn't let that happen, so she better get to it before she loses it. She loads her grappling gun, stating she knows. This is Gotham City, and in Gotham, bats need to fly. The anchor fires out of the gun, latching onto the nearby building, and as Kate lands, Jacob asks, "Was that so hard?" Kate tells him next time he can try it out. So Jacob sips his coffee, asking, "How do you think I tested the damn thing?" All right, time to focus. He should be exiting the roof any second then. Kate takes out her scanner, focusing it on the door. And as Batman walks out, she says that she has her sights on the Batman. Batman pauses for a moment and listens, and then he turns. He looks directly at Kate. She radios back and says that she's been spotted, and Jacob says, "How? You're half a mile away, are you sure?" Batman continues to stare back at her, and she says, "Absolutely." But by the time Kate looks back through the scanner, Batman is gone. Later, Kate returns to base, and Jacob hands her a soda, telling her, "Relax, you did a good job." Kate says that this is the 5th night in a row that she lost him. How is she supposed to do what she needs to if she can't even keep up with him? Jacob takes a seat, telling her, "You've only been doing this for a few months. Batman's been doing it for years. If Batwoman is going to work, it needs to be something different than Batman. Honestly, you probably already learned all you can from him. The future that we're going to build will come with our own methods, not Batman's. What can Batwoman do that Batman can't?" Kate gets up from the table and says that she's not sure, but she's excited to figure all that out together. In the current day, Kate is now standing in front of Jacob's cell in the Belfry, when Batman radios in that he needs her at the Argus evacuation site. You see, this segment of our story takes place during the Detective Comics run recently, in which she tried to run one of Batman's teams, and she went up against her father. He was imprisoned in the cell in the Belfry. So, Kate calls to Batman asking if she should call in the rest of the team, and Batman tells her, "No, just you." A short while later, Kate lands next to Batman, stating that stench, don't tell her it started to move. The two look at the giant decomposing corpse, and he says, "No." The body on the ground, the monster, is from the night of the Monster Men. Kate then asks, "I thought Argus was supposed to get this thing out last week." And Batman tells her, "It's been too dangerous to dispose of carelessly. Things keep changing." Kate asks, "What do you mean by changing?" And just then the two hear a loud scream from up above. A bird-like humanoid swoops into attack, so Kate and Batman begin to fight, bringing it down. Then there's a flash of light, and Batman asks, "Who?" Victoria October steps out, stating, "Don't worry, the cavalry's here." And a second later, each of the humanoid creatures are shot with tranq darts. Victoria goes on, stating that they probably thought that the seagulls were disgusting before they merged with the corpse, huh? Kate asks, "Seagulls? What the hell is going on here?" And Victoria holds out her cane, stating, "Welcome to the Quarantine District, or what we like to call Monster Town." A little while later, in Argus Labs, Victoria explains that they are going to be looking at a different kind of method of attacking. If they were looking at ways to kill most civilians, then there's a lot going against them. More sophisticated ways to stop conventional attacks. But what if you were the weapons? What if you could transform yourself into a 12-story monster? That's what the monster venom does. The largest parts of these monsters carry the purest form of the stuff in their blood, and as they see with the seagulls, things keep popping up. Bruce asks, "How is this even happening?" And Victoria pulls up a video feed stating that they got this the other night. A man recovered 3 canisters of the stuff, enough to create a dozen monsters the size of the one that left them in this mess. They need to recover it, and if it gets out into the world, there's no telling how devastating it could be. Do you recognize them? Batman looks closer at the feed and tells Victoria to call her superiors and let them know that the colony is back in Gotham City. Meanwhile, over at the Belfry, the masked man from the video feed jumps down and talks to Jacob through the surveillance. Colony Prime is ready to get him out. Jacob tells the man that there's no way in hell that he authorized an extraction. This is foolish even for you, Simon. Simon pulls back his mask, telling him that he can thank him later. Just sit tight and they'll get him out in a few. Batman and Kate jump down, telling him that that's not going to happen. The colony is not welcome in Gotham. Simon activates his mask, grabbing his gun, and he says that they don't really know what they're getting themselves into. He studied each of them for years, all of their moves, how to counter them, each and every one. When the colony needs its most dangerous work done, they don't send in an army. They send in him. Just then the security protocol is overridden and the computer says, new priority targets found, Batman and Batwoman. But before she can get into the fight, Kate remembers back to how it all began, all those years ago. She was sitting in front of her computer eating a bowl of noodles, going over the latest footage that she got from Batman. She watches it, stating that he wasn't military trained, but she can see at least 14 different styles of martial arts. Maybe he was a police officer? There's something very street level about how he moves. Just then Batman appears behind her, asking, "Who do you work for?" She throws to a bowl, grabbing her gun, firing a shot into his leg. But then she stops and she realizes it's Batman she just hit. He takes the gun, dismantling it, stating that she's been watching him for weeks. Who does she work for? As he begins to lift her up by her shirt, she tells him that she works for herself and cracks him across the chin with her palm. The two take a step back and Kate says that she's not hunting him, she's trying to understand him. As for why, well, she's trying to figure that one out herself. She wants to serve the city. Going out these last few nights felt right. She doesn't know what comes next, so please enlighten her. Batman tells her that's not how it works. You've been out there calling yourself Batwoman. Your name is Kate Kane, daughter of Colonel Jacob Kane and stepdaughter to Catherine Hamilton Kane, the heiress to the Hamilton rifle fortune. You lost your mother and sister. Expelled from West Point for having a problematic relationship with Sophie. Kate laughs, telling him, yeah, I'm not that complicated. War took my family and I lost my way to fight back. So I found another. So tell me, what am I missing? Tell me how to do this right. Bruce begins to walk away, telling her, I don't use guns. And Kate says that with all due respect, a soldier uses whatever tools are needed to fight the enemy. Kate picks up her gun and Batman tells her, I don't approve of any of this. Get in my way and I will shut down your operation permanently. Also at this time, Jacob sits at his desk watching a video feed from Kate's office. And Simon asks, do you think he knows that we're watching? That the colony exists? Jacob tells him no. Kate's just obsessed with him, and we're running out of time. Simon says that's exactly why he told him letting her get closer to Batman was a bad idea. She's going to lose sight of the bigger mission. She does not have the discipline to be one of us. She needs to be a soldier, not a superhero. Now back in the current time, Batman asks Simon what does he think he's doing? And Simon laughs, stating, winning. Kate attacks, but Simon effortlessly dodges, stating that she almost got him, but she's up against a real soldier now. Don't think that he's gonna go easy on her because she's the boss's baby girl. Kate tells him, good. She wants to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that he can't beat her. She kicks off his mask and he wipes the blood from his mouth, stating, cute, but that won't be enough. The Belfry security protocols all begin to kick in, stunning and locking Bruce and Kate down. And Simon goes on stating that for a second, he was actually worried that she would become the new Prime. But she stopped being a soldier and started playing by Batman's rules. Simon begins to leave the security room, stating, have fun getting killed by your own headquarters. I have real work to do. A few moments later, Simon makes his way to the holding cells, but before he can enter into where Jacob is being held, Batman jumps down behind him, stating, this is over. And Simon says, you don't really know when to quit. And that's not an insult, you just really don't know. Batman swings and Simon blocks it, telling him, I already told you before how much I've studied you. I know what to do when you throw a punch. You leave a small opening above the rib cage. He stabs into Batman's side and Batman falls to the ground and Simon says, all right, time to get you out of here. Jacob radios back asking, what are you talking about? You're nowhere near me. Simon looks back to see Batman's body fade away and says, nice trick. Suddenly projections of Kate appear and she asks, did you really think that you could turn this place against us? We knew someone from Colony would be coming for Jacob. All of the Kates smile as they state, we just needed to lure you here. We call it the mudroom. The Kates all begin to take turns beating into Simon. And as Simon falls to his knees, the fake Kate Kanes fade away. And Kate says, I was forged by fire. You were forged by men. Simon laughs, tossing a smoke bomb, and he attempts to escape. But as Batman stands in his way, Simon radios to Jacob, stating, the many armos of death hold a new weapon. We're losing the Eastern Front. Do you understand? And Jacob tells him yes. Simon pulls out a needle, stating, good. Hopefully this doesn't hurt. Kate shouts for him to wait, but Simon sticks himself with the needle, and a second later, his body transforms into a twisted monster. He slams Batman into the ground, and then he turns to Kate, who grabs a gun and starts to shoot. The bullets hit Simon, and he laughs, stating, I admit it. Your dad was right. There might still be a little soldier in you. Simon then turns and jumps out the window, and as Batman gets back up, Kate says that she's going to take a wild guess and state that he doesn't approve of her using that gun. Batman tells her, no, I don't. And Kate tells him, that's fine. There was a moment there when I just started that I thought maybe I was missing something and that you might have the answer. But that night that you came to my base and I shot you in the leg, funny enough, a week later, my cousin calls me out of the blue for lunch. I don't even remember what we talked about, but I knew that you were testing me. You had a limp in that left leg. Almost imperceivable, like you were trying to hide something. But that's when I knew our missions would always be different. We would always fight in different ways. You want to end crime and I want to end war. My dad was so afraid that if I got close to him, then his mission would become my mission. But the second that I knew that my cousin was under the Batman mask, that was never a risk. I knew why you fought and I understood it. But most of all, I knew that I only needed to find my own path. This fight was mine. Batman tells her, I understand, but you need to understand what happens next. Later, Kate heads to Jacob's cell, telling him that they need to talk. Jacob asks her to take off the Batwoman mask so he can talk to his daughter. And Kate says that she's going to keep it on. She then asks, we need to know. Jacob asks, Simon stole something, didn't he? A weapon, a new kind of weapon. It's this monster venom, isn't it? Simon said that it was being sold in the black market, that some of the most dangerous organizations are getting ready to go to war over exclusivity ownership of it. Kate says, I want to know what those organizations are. And Jacob tells her, I can help you, but you're gonna need to make a deal with me. I'll tell you everything that you want to know. Anything you need about the colony, about the people who traffic the bioweaponry like this. But only to your face. I talk to you and you alone. This has all been a prelude. I can see it in your eyes, you know it. There's a war out there bigger than you can imagine. And are you ready to fight it? Kate tells him yes. Jacob tells her, good, then let's get started. And there you have it, the origin/continuation of the Batwoman storyline in DC Rebirth. Now, we've already done Volume 1, and we're going to be putting that out very soon since, you know, she's making headlines being in the CW universe, and it's a lot of fun, and I haven't seen the Elseworlds crossover yet, but I'm going to assume I'm going to enjoy it because I've enjoyed a lot of those crossovers. Now, she is one of my favorite Bat member families. She's not my favorite. That's always going to be Red Hood, but she's definitely up there because, you know, I like Red Hood, I like Nightwing, I like Batwoman and Batgirl. They flip around depending who's got a better storyline. Then I like Batman. I mean, it's weird, but Batman's fun. Anyway, the Bat family's a cool family. I enjoy it. But if you enjoy Batwoman, you want more Batwoman past the Volume 1, we need to know. We need for you guys to give us likes on this video. You have to subscribe. You have to tell us, Benny, I want more Batwoman. That's exactly what I need to see. So, if you want more past these 2 episodes, like I said, do that. And don't forget, in general, if you want to keep up to date on comic books and your favorite pop culture lore, then please consider subscribing to our channel in general if you enjoy what we do here. And I'll see you next time right here at Comicstorian.